I'm also gonna, just so you know, I'm gonna record this session that we're having so that, oh, I don't need to do that, so that I can upload it because it was kind of last minute to do this, so that other people can watch it later if they want to. And if you have any questions along the line, just holler, okay? I want to just take a quick minute and say, ask you, any of you, if you have any questions whatsoever about the class, about what we're doing, about anything or everything.
Just the chapter.
Just chapter 11. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And we can, and like, if this helps you tonight, I can do this as often as you want me to. We are an online class, but math is tough online. And no matter how much I draw out for you or, try to help, really, this is what helps, I think, for math. So I can do this. If you want a problem, I can make these videos as many as you want or as little as you want. You guys will probably get sick of hearing from me, but if you need it, I'm happy to do it. So Allie, who is on this call, she had a problem with chapter 11, and she asked me to do 2 problems. So I'm going to go through the first one. They're both directly from the homework. You should have the exact same homework problems. So it's chapter 11 if you guys want to go ahead and log into your homework so that you can kind of follow along, or enter the answers or take notes, whatever you want to do. Like I said, this will be recorded, and I'll send you guys, after I'm done, a YouTube link to our page so you can go and watch it over if you want to, or whatever. But I have, if you can see behind me, my wonderful husband, I have to say that because he's listening, built me a dry erase board behind me. Oops, I gotta move that way a little bit. So I'm gonna do the problem up there, like that. Is that good? Okay, I'm gonna do the problem up there. If you have any questions about it, let me know. I'm trying to get it all lined up so you guys can see it the best.
Where it says compound amount, you have a glare. You can't really read it. It's okay.
Oh.
It's okay. I don't think you can get.
Can we turn off the light, maybe? Or maybe I can just move this. No, that didn't help. I don't know. That, like, glare there, we're just trying to get rid of.
That's where I'm confused, is when it says look at the table.
Yeah, and the tables are actually, that didn't help, Sean. But, oh, okay. The tables are, oh, he just burned his hand. Sorry. Yeah, that helped. Perfect. Okay. We have basements here that you guys don't have in Texas, but so we're in our basement, so you don't have like, and it's going to be 22 degrees here tonight.
Oh my gosh, it's 95 here.
We're going to be freezing our butts off tonight, but I love it because I was 16 years in Texas, so all for it. Okay, so one of the problems that Allie asked me to do is problem number 1 from the homework, and I'll just like show you guys so that you can see on my phone the one I'm talking about. Just so you guys know which one I'm doing. And then my cool pop socket, apparently, that I had to have, that my kid told me I had to have. And sorry, I got to get away from my note that I was writing you guys on the thing.
Now, I do know that, like, if you decide to redo the homework, it gives you different questions each time.
It does. It does. It's not really different questions. It will change the amounts.
Yeah.
Which, is that hard for you guys?
No, not really. As long as it gives me the answer that like I can go back and look at the formula and how it was done, then I'm like, okay, I can go back and do it on the other problem again and figure it out.
But it's probably extremely time consuming to have to do it over again.
It is, but I mean, I try to at least make a decent grade. Now, I don't remember what chapter it was that we were really struggling on that you ended up extending. But
yeah, I think it was 7 and 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You said the homework is a completion grade, right? Not
Totally.
Okay,
Yeah.
because that one I made like a 28 on. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Which that's why I make it a completion grade. But now that we're talking about this, maybe I'll change that setting. The reason why I have some of the settings in that I do is because in the fall, 15 to 19 of my students in both of my classes are MA students, which they're in class together from 8 a.m. to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So if I were on campus, they would come right from MA classes and come to my class Tuesday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday. Well, we've had some cheating in the past. And unfortunately, they just share answers and, nobody's learning anything because it's a really tough program. But I'd rather you get a C and have done the work yourself than get an A and not do it.
Yeah.
So, anyway, so that's why I have that setting so that you can't.
No, I understand. It's just, I mean, as long as
No, it's a pain.
Yeah. When
I wonder if there's a setting where I can, if you got the answer correct, you can keep that one. Do you know what I mean? And then if you got the answer right, keep that one. But if you got the answer wrong, give you a different problem. I'll look into that.
That's also like on the English, because I'm in your business English class too. That one's the one that kills me too, is the quizzes, because it doesn't tell you what's right or wrong. You just have to retake it and kind of like, if you second guess yourself on that question, you kind of have to be like, oh, well, maybe it was this one.
Yeah, and then you don't know, because see, what would happen is that if I let you see it,
and then you go retake it.
Right. Then people, print it up and share it with their friends, and hey, just click ACDB, blah blah blah, and I hate that because we're all grown-ups. You guys pay for your tuition. It's not like, and look, I'm going to get paid regardless. So.
Well, I mean, even if it just said like wrong and it didn't give me the answer on it, then okay. I mean, which I understand the two, like if it's a 2-part, like an A or B.
Right.
But
no, that's actually a really good idea. I'm glad that you just said that, because maybe I can set the setting to do where it doesn't give you the right answer, but it says you got this one wrong. Mm-hmm. Here's the problem.
That was a lot of my problem at the beginning. Why I struggled so much is because like I'd take a quiz and I'd get an 80 and I'd take it 8 times, but I went from an 80 to a 60 to a 50 back to an 80. But just because the ones that I second guessed myself on, I went back and I changed my answer again.
Because you didn't know whether it was right or not. Right. Okay. So set the English homework to give wrong problems, but not answers.
The homework isn't the issue, it's the quizzes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the homework will tell you that it's wrong.
Yeah, but on the quiz, we don't know which one we got wrong and how we got wrong. It says it's closed.
You have to guess when you go back in to take it. You have to say, okay.
It's the same questions. It's just it doesn't tell you if it's right or wrong.
Yeah. Okay, I'll look into those settings, because there's a bunch of different settings that you can pick from, but that's why I love to do things like this, because you guys give me ideas on what, all I see is a grade, how long it took you, and what you did. I don't see, you got such and such wrong, or you know what I mean? There's no way to go and check 30 different quizzes and see, everybody got number 1 wrong, or, so sometimes it's just a bad question, and I will say, let me look at that. Like there was one on the math. I think we talked about it, Allie, where it was one where it said the answer was actually 100, but 100 wasn't an answer
On the-
for you to
yeah.
pick. It was a pretty simple question, but that was an actual textbook error where it didn't give you the right answer to pick. And I kept getting text messages or emails. I swear it's 100, but they won't let me pick that one, so I just gave everybody credit if they got that one wrong. So,
Right.
okay, so I'm going to do number 1 from the homework, and
Okay.
it is about compound. The question is, I wrote it down ahead of time so I wouldn't, using table 11.1, calculate the compound amount and compound interest for the investment. So the first thing that you have to do is, and table 11.1 is on page 345 in your textbook, or you can click right on the table that it says in the homework, and it will bring up that table for you. So when you're ready. And there's an exact example of this problem on page 346, just so you guys have that for your notes, okay? So the first thing that you have to figure out is the interest rate per period, okay? So I'm going to erase this real quick. So I just jotted down a little bit of the, statistics for this problem. The principal is $5,800. The time is 5 years. The rate is 8%, and it's quarterly. What does quarterly mean?
4 times a year.
4 times a year, exactly. So the first step is the interest rate per period. And that formula is the nominal rate, which is the same as this rate that comes in the problem, divided by the periods per year, which we just talked about because it's quarterly. So how many are per year? There's 4. Okay. So there's 4 because we do quarterly. Okay. So the first thing you have to figure out is 8% divided by 5 years, which is 2%. Okay?
Okay, I didn't even do this part. Like, I don't understand. I don't know how I missed it or.
Well, it's kind of like one of those things where if it were just 1 year, then, and done annually, which is actually the next problem we're going to do. So you kind of get to skip that step because, you're not calculating for 5 years, it's just for 1 year, and it's only once a year. So it just depends on, how the wording of the problem is. So that's how you figure out the interest rate per period. And then the next step is compounding periods. In other words, how many periods total do they compound the interest? So the way I want you to think about this is, so say you have a loan from the bank, and the way that they charge you interest on that loan is it's called compounded interest. They do it 4 times per year for 5 years. So how many times would they compound it? If you think of it that way, okay, they're gonna, right, who just said that? Fabiola, did you say 20?
No.
Oh, sorry.
I'm stuck because you said 8% divided by 5 is 2?
Yes.
16.
I got 0.016.
16.
Weird.
Why did I not?
Which would be 16%, wouldn't it?
Hold on, let me get my,
That's all I got.
you know what? I did it wrong. I'm sorry. Shit, I'm sorry. Okay. This is supposed to be how many periods per year.
Okay, 4. Okay.
I'm sorry. I have the right thing written down on my paper and the wrong thing up here. I
I'll try
explained
to
it
find
right.
the number 5.
You are good, Mexico.
I explained it correctly. I just didn't write it correctly. Okay, so does that make more sense?
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. So actually, this will be good because then I actually used the 2% in my calculation, so I actually did it right on my paper. Anyway, so the next is compounding the periods, total for the whole loan. So you do the compounding periods equals the years times periods per year. So when you think about it, just like I said it, how many times total, just dropped my marker, sorry, total per the entire length of that loan are they going to compound the interest? And you do 5 years times 4 times per each year. So it's 5 times 4, which equals 20. Okay, and these steps just are how you then use the table factor to calculate the compound interest. So far, so good?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Another person, Karen.
We have another person that just joined us.
Mark drops.
Karen, can you hear me? Karen, do your audio. Do the,
She says something. There you
Can you hear me?
okay, Karen, you can hear us?
Yes, I can hear.
Okay, great. Welcome. We're just we're going over problem number 1 from the chapter 11 homework.
Okay.
So we only did the first 2 steps, which was the interest rate per period. The formula is nominal rate divided by the periods per year, 8%, divided by 4 is 2. And then compounding periods is the years times the periods per year. 5 times 4 is 20.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to erase this so we can go to the next. Steps. And so step number 3 is use the table factor, which is table 11.1, which is on page 345 of your textbook. And we know that, we need 2 things for the table to look up. You need the compounding periods. So I'm going to just label that CP, which we know is 20 from our step 2 calculation. That's the periods. And then for the total length of the loan. And then we have the compound interest, which was from our first step that we did, which was 2%. Okay? So now our formula is the compound amount, which I'm going to use as CA, equals the table factor times principal. Why is it that I can never spell if I'm writing on the chalkboard? So on the table factor, I'm going to show it to you guys on the in the textbook so you kind of know, but you can click right in the homework problem and it will be listed as table 11.1. Okay, and so you'll look up 2%, and then you go down to 20 periods, and it's 1.48595. So those are the 2 things that we figured out in the first step, in the first 2 steps. So now you have the compounding amount equals the table factor, which is 1.4895 times the principal of $5,800, which we get up here. Okay, and you multiply that out, and that is $8,639.10. So what the compound amount means is that is what you're going to pay total for that loan. Do any of you guys have a mortgage?
No.
If you
Yes.
ever look on, I don't recommend looking at this part of your closing papers, but part of your closing papers shows you exactly what you'll pay for your house after the 30-year loan.
Hmm.
It's not pretty, okay, because it's a lot of interest. So I don't recommend looking at it if you're, struggling financially. Don't ever look at that piece of paper. But I remember seeing it for our very first house in Houston, and I'm like, what? This house was so cheap, but not after 30 years of a mortgage. It's actually really expensive. I should be living in a mansion. But anyway, so that is step 3 of our calculation. And then step 4, they want to know how much is the interest. So all you do is you take the compound amount, which is $8,639.10, and you minus the principal, which is $5,800, and the interest is $2,839.10. So they're asking you for the 2 different things, but these are the 2 answers that you're going to want to provide. So once you figure out those first 2 steps, using the table factor is pretty simple because you're just going zoop, 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 and you get the right little number, and then you just multiply it out.
The thing that I did right here was not necessary for number 1. I did where you do the, like, on the PowerPoint, how it shows you how, like, I'm trying to figure out how.
Show me what you did again so I can see it.
Like, I did the, I don't know if you could see that.
Oh, yeah, you were doing the principal, and then, yeah, you used principal times rate times time.
Yeah, and then, and then was adding it all together. And the funny thing is I think 8,000 something was one of my first answers.
You probably came pretty close, but you did a whole lot more work than.
Yeah, I spent like an hour on
Yeah.
that one problem.
I'm sorry. It makes me so mad. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. But once you figure out, you're like, oh, that's so easy when she says it.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Trust me, I've been there, did that. Been very angry at different teachers for, oh, well, it's so easy when you do it. But you've taught this class for 11 years, Yeah. So anyway, I get it, just so you know it. Okay, so the second one that I'm going to do is sorry, hold on.
Professor,
Yes.
I can't see what you wrote at the bottom.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll let y'all just catch up for a second, okay?
Actually, if they want, you take a screenshot.
I can?
They can.
Oh, I probably can too. Hold on. I'm gonna take a picture of it and then I can send y'all a screenshot. I can send y'all a picture. So much technology these days. Okay. Okay, so the next one that we're gonna do is number 3 from the homework. And I'll pull it up here just to show you guys the one I'm talking about.
Miss Jackson, I'm really stuck on question 9.
Okay, let me look at that next.
Crazy.
Okay, so this is the next one that we're gonna do. It's number 3 on the homework.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have like 12 things going on here. I have to make myself a note to send y'all that screenshot too. Hold on. Send Tech of whiteboard. Okay. So the next one, I'm going to erase this real quick. Okay, so this one that we're doing is, remember, Allie, when I said, oh, sometimes you're just doing the 1 year, so you get to kind of skip the steps. There's an example of this problem on page 349 in your textbook, and it's asking for the compound amount and then the annual percentage yield, which is APY. So first you need are you guys okay if I abbreviate?
Yeah.
Okay, like compound amount, STA. Okay. The compound amount is the table factor, which this is table 11.1, just like we used on the previous problem. So it's table factor times principal. But of course, we need to figure out what the rates and the periods are for the table factor. So our statistics for this problem are the rate is 6% and it's 1 period and it's annually. So how many times a year? Once. Okay, so we already know 6%, because we're only doing it for 1 year and once per year, we don't really have to do any of that calculating because the answer is already in the problem, because we're only doing it once. So we're really not compounding anything because it's only getting compounded annually for 1 year, once a year. So the answer is 1. For periods. So you don't have to do those 2 steps like we did in the previous problem. So I spelled this wrong. Sorry. So now we know that, so if you go to the table factor, you look at 6% for 1 period, and the table factor is 1.06000 times 25,000, which is the principal, and that comes out at 26,500. So next they want us to figure out how much interest we're going to pay. Again, it's pretty simple because it's only once a year for 1 year. So you do 26,500 divided by, or minus 25,000, and that equals 1,500. So you know that's all you're going to pay in interest because it's only done once a year. Okay, so now we know what our interest is. We know what our compound amount is. We know our principal, our rate, our time. So the next thing they're asking for is annual percentage yield. And is this all okay so far?
Yes.
Okay. So normally the annual percentage yield is a little more difficult than this problem because we're asking for the annual percentage yield, which is really the rate, and the rate that we're going to use per year. But usually it's either quarterly or semi-annually or weekly, and then you have to calculate that out. But here, our APY is the total compound interest in 1 year. Again, normally you'd have to divide it out by years, but for this specific problem, we're only figuring the problem only calls for 1 year. and that is divided by the principal. So it's 1,500 divided by 25,000, which equals 0.06 or 6%, which we actually already knew that because our rate is here. But normally it won't be that simple because, you know, again, there's usually, you know, if it were quarterly or, you know, quarterly for quarterly for 5 years like it was in the previous problem, then it would be 20 instead of, and then here, when you did the total compound interest in 1 year, remember to go back and say, when you're figuring out the APY, let's say it was quarterly for 5 years. When you're calculating the APY, you have to go back and say, okay, so we got the total interest for the whole thing, but you have to divide it by how many years to figure out what it will be for just 1 year.
Is there a problem on the homework that has, like, it's like pretty much the same thing, but it has it like quarterly or semi-annually or something?
Let me look. Hold on just a second. I'm going to share the screen with you guys so you can see.
Okay.
Share whole desktop.
Oh. Okay, can you guys see my desktop? Like,
Yep.
okay.
Yeah.
While I'm waiting for this to load, I'm going to look at number 9 too for you, Fabiola. Of course, anytime you want to do something, right?
I have the homework pulled up. I can.
She shared it.
Oh, share your screen.
You have to stop.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, it won't let me in for some reason.
Oh, I can't.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Never mind. They're probably they are doing an update tonight. Dang it. They may, see, because it's only 9:22 here, but it's 10:22 for y'all, so they said they were going to start an update at 10 o'clock p.m., so we may get in trouble, just so you know. If we do, we can always do it again tomorrow.
Wow, they're all different.
They're all different than when you first went in?
Mhm.
Yep, they sure are, aren't they?
Which every time I exit out, because I don't always finish it, if I exit out and just go hit resume, then they're all the same. But
Yeah. Okay, now this one is for, yeah, that's compound interest. Okay, tell me, I'll look for one after we hang up, Ellie, and I'll like write down the step. You know, I'll figure it out, and then I'll either text it to you or I can upload it.
okay.
All right, hold on, sorry. For the APY, right, is what you're,
Yes, ma'am.
with multiple years and periods. Okay. Okay, so number 9, what does your number 9 look like, Fabiola?
I'm trying to see my page, but I can't see my homework.
Oh.
I don't know. I just see your page. I don't know how can I
Oh,
to
Well,
mine.
is this the same one that you have?
I need to check. Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't find my homework. I
Okay.
don't know. How can I go there?
Just
I clicked
minimize,
something wrong.
like minimize this window.
I'm
If
trying.
you hit exit full screen, then it'll let you go out.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, okay. I got it. Hold on. And let me see mine. No, mine it's the principal is 900 for years and the rate is 4.5 and monthly.
Okay.
So I have big numbers and I try to use in that formula, but the number
Okay, tell me again. So your principal is what?
900
900,
4 years.
4 years.
The rate is 4.5
Okay.
monthly.
And it's monthly. So how many, if we're calculating something monthly, how many do we do?
12.
12 times per year. Okay, let's, give me 2 seconds, okay? Let me just look at this and so I can write it up on the board for you, okay? Does it ask for the compound interest?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah, the compound amount and the compound interest.
okay. So I'm gonna go back to, I'm not gonna share my thing anymore. I'm gonna share so you guys can see the board. Good? Okay. Okay, this is gonna be really similar to the first question that we did, but with different, oh, I couldn't find my pen, sorry. Okay, so the first we need to figure out is the interest rate. This is, well, it was number 9 on her homework, but the interest rate. Hold on. I have too many papers and I can't hold mine. The interest rate per period is what we need to calculate first. So let's put our statistics up here, which we know our principal is $900. Our rate is 4.5%. And it is monthly for 4 years.
Yes.
Okay, so when we do our interest rate per period, we take the 4.5% and we divide it by however many years. So that's divided by 4.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get my.
I got it.
So 0.045 divided by 4,
Oh, I did time.
right?
Why by 4, not by 12? It's monthly.
But it's 4 years. So we're doing the
Oh,
interest.
okay. I got it.
It's the
Okay.
period.
Well, the formula.
I'm sorry, you're right. Fabiola, I'm sorry. It's the interest rate per period is the nominal rate divided by periods
Okay.
per year. I'm sorry. Why I keep screwing up on that, I don't know. Okay, so let's 0.045 divided by 12 is 0.00375. Move it over to and it's 0.375%. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what y'all got?
Mm, let me see.
Sorry.
No. Percent divided by 12. I have 0.00375. Yeah? Yeah.
Hold on.
And then that would be 0.37.
Oh, see, this is the same mistake I made on the first one. It's not. I was right the first time. It's not periods per year. It's years.
Is it?
No. Why did I do 2% the first time?
Because the first time it said
8% divided by 4.
Oh, because it was quarterly.
Yes.
I have it in my notes wrong. Okay. I keep screwing myself up, so I got to change that. Okay. So, no, we were right the first time. So, it's periods per year, so it's 12. Is this what you got when you calculated it, Fabiola?
I
Or no?
can't see very well, but I think so. It's 0. Let me see. Yeah, 0.0. No, hold on. 4.5% divided by 12. 0.00375.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so,
Just about explain to her why it's 0.375%.
yeah, because we're looking for a percent here. So when you do the calculation, you do 0.045 as your decimal divided by 12. And it comes out as 0.00375. When you move the decimal back over to be a percent, it's 0.375%. Okay? So now this is step 1. Step 2, we're doing compounding periods, which equals the number of years, 4 years, times periods per year, which is 12,
12. Mhm.
which equals 48.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm just going to put like a line like this so we can hopefully fit everything on the same board.
Okay.
Okay, so step 3 is use the table factor. We know our interest is 0.375%, and our periods are 48.
48.
Okay, so I just have to look at the table, and it may not give that.
No.
Sometimes,
24.
yeah, it won't do the 3.75%. So when you have things that are beyond the table, you have to use
On the formula.
yeah, well, you have to do, I'm going to show you guys an example. So in your book on page 347, there's right here, it tells you how to calculate for the, when you don't have, when you have something that's beyond what's in the table factors already. Okay, so.
Yeah, but I also tried to use that other formula.
Yeah.
See that one that it says A over 1.
Yeah, you have to
plus
do
I.
is so you can divide, you have to, so this at 0.375%, you have to use, we have 48 periods, so if you do it for, like the example says, if it's 6% at half a percent and your periods are 36 periods, which it doesn't go that far, you use you use 18 and 18, and then you add them together, the table factors. So like for this one, I'm gonna figure it out, so give me just a second and then I can. So we have 48. Equals 24, okay? And so you would do, but it still doesn't give us the 0.375%. So what formula did you start to use that didn't work, Fabiola?
Let me see the page. So the page, where is the book? Hold on. It's that one that says A equals P, parentheses 1 plus I over N.
And yeah, so you used the,
but the numbers are very big. So when I put on the calculator, it's crazy. And also I try to use that MR, M plus, and no.
1 divided by I, which is the interest, to the n power. So if we did this, it would be A equals the principal, which is $900, times 1 divided by 0.375%, or 0.00375 to the 48th power, right? Sean, do you have a calculator that'll do that? 0.99625
1 second.
to the 48th power.
What was the number?
0.99625.
I got it. 1 second. 9925.
0.99625.
What 40? No, I'm not gonna do that.
Well, I see why you're, screwed up on this problem. I want to see if I have the exact problem so we can.
I think it's, you said 0.99625. It's 0.8540. And with a long,
0.8540.
that's all I get.
Okay. Times 900.
Been a long time, but on the scientific, it's
Okay.
X to the Y, I'm assuming.
Okay, and then times that by 900.
I get 768.62. I'm rounding.
Okay, does it give you the correct answer in the homework, Fabiola?
No. I did, what is your, let me see, what is the answer?
$768.62.
No. I got no, I didn't get the right answer. I got 752, it's wrong.
Okay,
And 148, it's wrong.
yeah.
So let me. Tell me your numbers again, please.
I got, if you use the formula,
Mm.
it is 900 multiplied times 0.99625 to the 48th power.
Hold on. Say that again, please. 900 multiplied.
And then do parentheses.
Mm-hmm.
And inside the parentheses is 0.99625 to the 48th.
0.99625 to the 48. Okay, so you got, what is the answer?
$768.62.
Okay, but I think it says, let me see, to next dollar, whole dollar. No, never cent. Okay. And the other one is, let me put if it's correct, 7.
When you did the 900 times 0.99625 to the 48th power, I got 751.49.
Uh-oh.
I don't have my scientific calculator, so my husband was doing it on his.
Give me a
I mean,
number.
that's what
Okay,
I mean,
0.99625 to the 48th power.
is that right?
I don't know,
you.
hold on.
40 what power?
48.
I did 42.
Oh, my husband did it wrong.
So I got 0.849.
Okay, so did you get 0.8? Say that again.
8349.876.
834. So
0.83498.
so 4350. If we round it, right?
Yeah, 0.850. Yeah.
Okay, we'll take that whole thing and multiply it by 900. My husband did 42 instead of 48. I'm sorry.
$751.488888.
So 49. So the answer should be 751.49.
On a scientific calculator, it's X to the Y button.
Is that what you got, Allie?
Yeah, I got 751.49 on that one.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
Okay.
I'm trying to find this problem in the.
I know, so am I, and it's obviously not,
They're all different because mine is completely different as well.
I know.
And mine is asking for annually, not monthly. So that makes it.
Yeah,
really
I have it set
different.
up to give you guys different, each person gets different homework questions. So that's why I just try to do like an example of, each one.
Yeah, but sometimes like the formula you just did doesn't work for every problem.
It won't work for every problem. It just depends on what the problem
It's asking.
is asking for. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Let me get out of this and back to,
If they don't have scientific cap, there's ones online.
yeah. So my husband just said, if you don't have a scientific calculator, there are ones online that you can use.
Can you send the, I don't know if I can talk.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I'm sorry, because sometimes I put on the mode.
It's okay.
And can you send a link with this
Just Google
Calculator,
scientific,
yeah?
Google scientific calculator.
Oh, okay.
It should be any, like if you have, I just don't have it on my, you can actually download it on your phone too.
I have it right here. Web to.
Just send,
If you have
and,
it on
my husband's sending it right now in the chat link.
I got it.
Okay. No, that's okay. I
He's
can
sending
do
it,
that.
just look where it'll come up to you on this little chat thing. And you should see it. Yeah. So my husband, you'll see where it says Sean Jackson to everyone.
I typed the answer that you gave me, and it's wrong. It's still wrong.
That answer 751.49 is wrong.
Yes. It
Does it give
says
you the
wrong.
right answer?
No, it only tells you if it's wrong.
No, it just says it's wrong. You can just try twice. So I tried twice.
Yeah, but then can't you click check my work and then it tells you the right
No.
answer?
No, never,
No.
never.
Check your work twice. You can't do it anymore, and you'll find
Yeah.
out the right answer when you submit it finally. But
Yeah.
you have to actually submit the entire grade before you find out.
Okay. Okay, well, I don't want you guys to dwell too much on this problem because that's not a typical problem you're gonna have on your tests or your quizzes. So it's one of those problems. I don't know why the heck they even put those in there because, you know, it's outside of the realm of it. So I'll look at that and I'm also gonna change the settings for the homework and try to make it so that when you get back in, it keeps the ones you got right and you only have to redo the ones you got wrong.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
like I said, that's why I'm glad we do these so that, you know, we can work through it together and figure it out.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I still
All
have
right.
to do the entire homework.
Yeah,
Twice.
over again. You shouldn't have to do it all over again if you got it right.
Yeah. No, I mean, I haven't submitted it yet. I haven't submitted any of it. I was just stuck on that first
Yeah.
problem when I did all that work. And I mean, I really didn't even have to.
Yeah, but, you know. Okay, so I'll look at the settings and I have those other notes to do those other things. Are there any other concerns that you guys have? I can make another video tomorrow if you guys, as you're going through your homework, if you have like, you know, some that you're stuck on, you know, I can make another video.
Yeah, I may touch base with you because I plan on getting on in the morning and doing it because, I mean, I've only done 2 questions of it, so I haven't even
Right.
done the quiz yet. So,
Yeah, so.
um,
And if you guys need more
if I-
time, please let me know. You know, this semester is different than most semesters. So, you know, normally I wouldn't extend things the way that we've been doing it, but the whole college is kind of changing how we do things this semester. So we're a little more flexible. You know, things
Okay.
have been crazy. We have actually 3 or 4 students in our class that have lost everything. So, yeah, and it just, being here, I can't even imagine, but I've been through lots of hurricanes and stuff in 16 years in Texas, and it's awful. This one was an awful, awful experience. So, things are kind of different. So if you need more time, please don't hesitate to ask. Normally, I always say yes. I mean, I don't want you guys to not do anything all week and then be like, oh, can I have more time? You know, that doesn't work out for me because I can see what you do all week. So I can see exactly how many times you logged in and how long you've been there and what you did while you were there. So if I check that and I'm like, yeah, you just took a week off and now you need more time, answer's probably gonna be no. But as long as you're putting forth the effort, I can, you know, do the effort on my end too.
Yeah, Ms.
All right.
Jackson, I think I'm talking from medical assistant program
Okay.
and I think we are crazy because we gonna have this week, the whole week with midterms and finals. So we are crazy with this, and also
Okay.
we have midterms every day, and I think everybody's getting
Stressing.
stuck. Yes, because
Yeah.
of this, and especially because we are texting a group and everybody's always asking about some question and yeah, nobody can answer well because sometimes they say, oh, I'm stuck, or I don't know how to do this, and I didn't, or blah, blah, blah. And also we
Okay.
are so worried with this midterm.
Okay, well, this is what I want you to pass on, if you could, please. It doesn't help to text each other. It only helps if you text me.
Yeah.
I can only help you if you ask me. I'm not there, so I can't see you if you're having problems. I haven't heard from anyone. Literally, I haven't gotten any emails since Monday.
Mhm.
Not one email. Almost 60 students. So I know it's easier to text each other and be like, oh, you know, I'm having trouble. Oh my gosh, I hate math, blah, you know, which is going to happen. And I totally understand, but I can't help you if you don't let me know. Like Allie just texted me this afternoon and said, oh my gosh, I can't even do question 1 and 3 on the chapter 11 homework. And I said, okay, let's schedule something tonight. And we schedule it, you know? So the MA program is very, very extensive. And like I said, this is my 11th group of medical assistants. And Miss Scott and I have worked together for 11 straight years. So I know exactly what you guys are going through and exactly how much work it is for you. But you're in the best program in the state of Texas. And once it's over, you guys are going to get great jobs and everything's going to be great. But like I said, I can't help you if you don't tell me, you know?
Mhm.
So, you know,
Yeah,
you
I don't
can't
know.
just text me Sunday night and be like,
I
oh, I
texted
don't
you,
feel
yeah, I
11.
texted you before, but I don't know what's happened with the other guys, but
Yeah, no, I hear from you quite a bit. So I'm, you know, I'm not worried. The people who usually contact